Manchester is one of Europe's fastest growing cities, but the building boom hasn't been good for everyone. This is also the cladding capital of the north. Thousands of flats are wrapped in plastic as the dangerous cladding is removed. People still have to live inside with little or no natural light. And how long is it going to be like this for?
It's been a year and you're looking at another year. It's like being in prison. It's like a prison sentence, really.
The government has said the cost of this work will not fall on flat owners like Giles and his neighbours, yet they are feeling an enormous strain.
We're told that, OK, you might not have to pay any more than £10,000. Well, £10,000 to me is a heck of a lot of money. Michael Gove said that leaseholders are blameless and it'd be morally wrong for us to pay. However, we are still paying.
It's nearly 5 years since the Grenfell tragedy, yet more than 500,000 people are still living in unsafe flats wrapped in flammable materials. Politicians have repeatedly said leaseholders should not pay.
We're determined that no leaseholder should have to pay.
It is morally wrong that they should be the ones asked to pay.
Leaseholders in high-rise residential buildings will face no cost.
But the bills keep on coming. How much do you owe right now?
So technically it says £112,000, 617 and 58 pence. And to give you some context, I bought this flat for £89,000.
The good news is Rachel's building in Leeds has qualified for government funding, but it's not known how much of the work that will cover. She hopes she won't have to pay, but for now, this huge debt is against her name, and there's still no sign of any work starting.
Like many people who live in a high-rise, those images from Grenfell are burned into the back of your head. You can't but imagine what it would be like if a fire occurred in your building. And when people in a position of authority tell you that your building is so unsafe and then do nothing to help you make it safe, it's exhausting, it's frustrating.
The government's cladding fund has been criticised as too slow. Almost 3,500 high-rise blocks have applied for money to remove cladding, but ITV News has learnt that work has started on only 7% of those blocks. Now, not all buildings that have applied for funding will be eligible, but the Housing Secretary says there's been significant progress in recent months.
One of the things that I did when I joined the department was to say that we needed to go faster in getting money out of the door in order to make sure that buildings are made safer, and we are taking steps to accelerate that work, but so far it hasn't been good enough.
And it's still sending a ripple effect through the housing market. Take a look at this. These are flat sales as a proportion of all home sales. And you can clearly see that from 2017, after the Grenfell Tower fire, there is a sharp and continued fall in flat transactions. And that reflects the ongoing impact that the cladding crisis is still having on the property market.
We're really short of stock because there's so many properties that we can't sell. They're either applying for funding, they are having the work done, or some haven't even applied for anything at the moment. So in numbers of apartments, we're probably talking 60% of the apartments that we can't sell.
Tom is one of those who is stuck. Well, 45 of the largest developers have now agreed to pay to fix their blocks. Tom's is still refusing.
Frankly, it's shameful. They've made their profits, they've taken the money out of these blocks, they've sold their units, they're leaving me and other people in unsafe homes. It's just soul-destroying because we haven't got a solution and we don't know when this will end.
When developers or building owners cannot or will not foot the bill, the government says leaseholders outside of London will pay no more than £10,000. And new legislation should help to protect people from large bills. But all of this is taking a huge toll on those desperate to move on. Sarah Corker, ITV News.